guys, this is Christy Fulk with Create with Christy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the U.S. Well, thank you so much for watching today. We're ready for another 12 weeks of fall and Halloween. This is week number 9. Sorry I couldn't get one out last week. My back was pretty messed up last week, but it's a whole lot better this week, thankfully. So for week number 9, I've got this cute little Halloween treat bag for you, and you can see we're going to decorate a couple Nugget candy bars too, and they fit right inside. So I'll just show you how they go in. There we go. So they fit perfectly. You can also put some other things inside too as well. But this one is really quick and easy to make, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you'd like to make it along with me, just look at the blog post link below in the video description and click on it, and you'll find the supply list and all the dimensions you need to make this little treat bag. Okay, first off, we're going to get some scoring done. So grab that piece of basic black that is 4 by 3 3/4. Make sure, first off, we're going to do the 4-inch side on top. So I'm going to put this on here, and it does line up at the 4 inches. This is almost a perfect square, so make sure you check that out. Let me move this over just a little bit so I can reach it better. So with the 4-inch across the top, we're going to score it at 1 1/4. And that's right here. And as you notice, I'm holding the scoring tool down at an angle like a pencil, and it does a whole lot better staying in the tracks that way. And then we need to do it at 2 3/4. So the first one's at 1 1/4. The second one is at 2 3/4 inches. Now we'll rotate this a quarter turn to the 3 3/4 inch sides along the top now. And we're going to score it again at 1 1/4 inches and 2 1/2 inches. So that's all the scoring we're going to do. So we'll get this out of the way. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of cutting on this, not much. So make sure that a 4-inch side is along the top and bottom again. And then see the score lines. Hopefully you can, let me get, oh, there we go. If I angle them, the lighting hits them just right. We're going to cut these 2 little lines down here. So we're going to stop right at the very first intersecting score line, the one that's going horizontally. So I'll have 2 little tabs on each end. Turn this completely over so the tabs are on the top now. And do the same thing with these score lines. We're going to cut those right on up. Okay, and then with the tabs, when you start putting this together, you need these edges to be a little shorter. So we're going to make these. This is why when you see boxes that are already made, a lot of times the little tabs are at a little bit of an angle. That's so you don't have those sticking up outside of the box. So we're going to go ahead and go in about 1/4 inch or so, angle it so we're going right towards where these 2 score lines intersect. And that's where we're going to cut a little bitty triangle off. So we've got a little snip there. And now we're going to go the same way on the other side and go up to that score line. So stop right at that score line there. So we're going to do that with all 4 tabs we just made. Okay, so now we've got this ready, and we're going to put this to the side, and we'll bring this back here in a little bit. Now I want to show you the bundle that we're using. It's the Frightfully Cute bundle. Got this one here, the cute stamp set, and the dies that go along with it. And like I said, you can still order these, but the dies are in back order. So if you were to do the whole bundle, you would get the stamp set right away, but you have to wait a week or 2 to get the dies. But they should be in, hopefully, they're hoping they're going to be in the week of October 18th, so that you should get them before Halloween. So I would highly suggest if you want to get these to make them before Halloween, I would order them now. That way you'll get them in time. So what we're going to do, the stamps that you're going to need, you're going to need less trickin', more treatin', and you're going to need the little bat stamp. And with the dies, we're going to need this label punch here, and we're going to need the little owl and the tree. So that's everything we need from that bundle. Okay, to start off, we're just going to stamp one thing before we get to die cutting. This is an old olive piece. It's 5 1/2 by 2 1/2. And we're going to grab that less trickin', more treatin' stamp and our tuxedo black memento pad. I'm going to ink this up, and I'm going to stamp it near the right side of this piece, like so. Hold it down for a few seconds, and then we'll be die cutting this in a minute. So let's go ahead and get our die cutting machine out. And you can use the standard die cutting machine, but I'm going to be using the mini one for this one. Okay, now we're going to do some die cutting with this. So when you use the mini machine, you need platform number 1. And the standard cutting plate number 2, which is the mini size, that is. Put this down, then we're going to grab that old olive piece we just got done stamping. I'm going to move this up just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to grab the label die, And we are going to center it up and down. Actually, right now it looks like side to side, and get that on the right side of our label. Okay, so it's going to go on like that. Then we're going to grab another standard plate right here, lay this down nice and easy. And we're going to run this through. We have that label, so that's what it should look like. Now we're going to need one more label. So let's go ahead and put this back in. Put that label on the other side. And run this through. Then we'll have two more little things to run through, and I think we're going to be able to do both of them at the same time. So we've got those ready to go. Put that die back. Get this set up for die cutting again. And then we want to grab a piece of cinnamon cider. It can be a scrap, but this is a 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 inch piece. And I'm using a piece of black glitter paper. And last time when I made my original, the one I showed you at the beginning, I used basic black cardstock. And then I remembered this glitter paper. And thankfully, it's available to purchase now. It was on back order for quite a while, but it's back in stock now. So we're going to, I don't know if I told you the size of this. This is 1 3/4 by 2 1/4. So we're going to put that tree right in the middle. And we're going to grab this cute little owl and put him on that cinnamon cider piece. And run this through. Yeah, this set is really good with the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine because the dies are small. Okay, so we've got our cute owl. Isn't that cute? And I love the way it puts little feathers on him. He's adorable. And then I guess he's supposed to be spooky, but I think he's adorable. And then here's the tree. Get these little pieces out, and they come out very easily good. I hadn't used the, I don't think I've used the glitter paper on this die before. I'm happy to report that it did a great job. So we've got that all cut out and ready to go. Except this one little piece, there we go, that was static because it wasn't even attached anymore. So those are all the die cuts that we need. So we'll go ahead and get this out of the way, and we'll get finished with this little basket. Okay, we're going to do a little bit more stamping before we get going here. So grab both of these labels, like so. I'm going to grab the bat stamp and my old olive ink pad. I could have stamped it in black, but since this was already stamped in black, I thought we need a little bit of a different color. So what I'm going to do, just right here up at the top, do this at an angle and stamp one bat right there. That's the only place I'm going to do that. This one, though, I decided to kind of make it look like a designer paper, make my own designer paper. So I'm going to stamp with the old olive all over this, make them go every which way. And that looks pretty good. So now we've got a little bit of a design on the back. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit of wing there. There we go. So we're all done stamping, so we'll get this out of the way. Okay, now next I've got my silicone mat out because I'm going to be doing some attaching. This is a piece of basic black. This is going to be our handle. This is a 1 inch by 6 inch. Then I'm grabbing a piece of the Cute Halloween Designer Series paper, and this is in stock again too. I'm real excited about that. This is 3/4 inches by 6 inches, and we're going to attach this across the middle of this. So I'm going to grab my seal. I'm going to make sure I've got some on these ends here, all the way across. I shouldn't say all the way across, it's pretty narrow. And we're going to put some strips across here because we don't want this falling off. I can't remember if I said the size. This is 3/4 by 6 inch, and it is going to fit right across from end to end, but centered left to right. So we're going to get these lined up down here. I'm going to hold this up and get it straight. That looks pretty good. Then I'm going to go across it like this. Now, I have found with bags, boxes, baskets, I have called this a basket in a bag. I could tell during this video, so I'm not sure what to call it. But I'm going to take my bone folder, go from the center of the cardstock, and just kind of take my thumb and press it along, run the bone folder across it. Have you ever used those ribbons that you can curl with your scissors? Well, you're going to do that with the bone folder, and that gets you a nice curve with your basket handle, which is what we need. So we'll go ahead and put this to the side. And now we're going to grab our little basket. Get this out of the way for just a second. And what you want to do is burnish these. So these are the sides. So the tabs are here. We're wanting that 4-inch side, the longest side, to be along the top. Now we're going to turn this over so the mountains of our score lines are facing up. And we're going to burnish these. That's just folding these and taking your bone folder and getting the crease even better. This helps so much when making baskets, boxes, any 3D things. If you wait and start doing it when you're putting it together, it's a lot harder to put together. So we're just opening these up. And I think we got one more score line to fold on. There we go. So this is all ready to go. So we know it's going to be going like this. So turn this back over again. And we're going to put, I'm going to use Seal Plus, but you could definitely use tear and tape. Take this off. You want something strong. Regular seal is not quite strong enough. So I'm going to grab this again in case I get off my edge. I'm going to get this going here. I'm near the end of this one, but I do have a refill nearby just in case. So we've got this. Now I ended up getting a little piece here that's over the edge, so we'll just fold that up. Okay, so we've got that on this tab. Let me put that, there you go, so you can see what it looks like. But like I said, you can definitely use tear and tape again instead of this. So I'm going to do that here, and we'll do it here on the other 2 tabs the same way. Okay, so now that we've got all that on all the tabs, I'm going to turn this back over again. We're going to raise these sides up. These tabs are going to go back behind this one, okay? So what I'm going to do, this edge here is going to line up with the score line of our tab. So we're going to bring this, I'm kind of holding this back because I don't want it to attach yet. So see, I've got that folded back. I'm going to get that up to the score line, then start bringing this over slowly. I've still got my score line and the edge lined up. Then I can push this in the back. Do the same thing with this, bring it in, make sure it's not touching this yet. Line up that edge with the score line. Once it's there, then squeeze them together. Do this with the same side. Fold, line up that score line with the edge. There we go. Same with this one. There. Now, the reason, when I said we had to do these at an angle, they would have been sticking up over here and it would not have looked right. So that's why we did that. So now we've got the base of our bag ready to go. Now I want you to grab your back. Now, this is going to, these 2 ends here, we do not want to have any adhesive, and we don't want to have any adhesive here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go right in here. I'm going to start right here, the bottom of that little hump, and go across and stop before I get into that hump, and do another strip right here. So these ends here, you don't want any adhesive. And then, let me stand up here. I'm going to put this down. I'm going to try to make it so it's centered left and right, and you don't want that point hanging over. Now on my first one, I did have it hang over a little bit, and I just snipped it off what was hanging off. That way it would, my box or bag would be able to lie flat when it was, or stand flat. So it looks like I still have it cockeyed. There we go. You want to make sure that these look even down here with that score line. Push this down, and that worked perfectly. We stayed underneath that little hump so I don't have any adhesive showing. We're going to do the same thing with this. A lot of times I will put these together while they're flat, but I thought it was a little easier being able to see where that score line was better so we don't have this going too far. So we're going to do the same thing with this one. You're going to go across the middle here. Make sure you stay. Looks like that one I could go up just a little bit more. Stay with, don't put anything on these outside areas. Then we're going to put this one on. Getting it nice and even. Okay, that one I got on a little better than the first one. Okay, so now we've got those ready to go. And now we need our little tree. And what I'm going to do, I do know that I only want a little bit of adhesive right here on the trunk, not going all the way to the bottom. And I'm using my regular seal on this one because this one is, they're really like tabs, the Seal Plus, and I'd have those hanging over the sides, and we don't want that. I could fold them, but I think it's a lot easier to use the regular seal. And now this is going to go close to the edge. I'm okay with covering up my bat just a little bit. Actually, I'm thinking I'm going to go up a little higher, though. I want my branches to be above the bat. But he can be behind the tree a little bit. Okay, now that that's on, we're going to grab our little owl. The reason I put it right on the edge is because when we put this little guy on here, we don't want him covering up our words over here. But I wanted him popping up a little bit. So I'm going to grab my black Stampin' Dimensionals. and just put it right down here at the bottom. It just fits. If you're nervous, you can use the mini sizes, but you don't want to have it showing in the openings of the owl. Then you're going to take the paper backing off, and we're going to put him, like I said, right here standing next to the tree, and we've got our little bat there in the background. So there's the front there. We are almost done with this basket. Now we're going to grab the handle, and once again I'm going to use my Seal Plus, and I'm going to put a strip all the way across this bottom here. And yes, you do want to do it on the side of the designer series paper, and you'll see why here in just a minute. We're going to take this, and it's going to get tucked in here. Make sure you put it down far enough that you don't see your adhesive anymore, but center it within the box, because this is narrower than this side of this box. Bring this around, and see, because we made it curve with our bone folder, it's so much easier to get it to curve nice. Then we're going to put this in the same way. I think I'm going to do it like this. There we go. I can get a better handle on it. Make sure it's in the middle. Oops, I'm seeing some of my adhesive. Take this off. There we go. I didn't push it down too hard, so that was why I was able to take that off. There we go. So now we have got our little basket done. Now we need to decorate our Nugget candy bars. So you need to grab 2 pieces of the Cute Halloween Designer Series paper, any design you want, and they need to be 1 inch by 3 inches. Then I'm going to grab my 2 nuggets. Now I'm going to go ahead, you can use the Seal Plus. Since I've got the Seal Plus, I'm going to go ahead and use that, but you can definitely use regular seal. I'm just going to put some, pick the side that you want to show on the outside, and turn it over, have it face down. Put your strip just on one end. And then I'm going to turn this over. This is the end without the adhesive. This one I'm going to put here. Wrap this around. And get these edges lined up so it's straight, the top and bottom here. Get it a little tight and then push it down. So now we've got our little nugget. So we'll do this for the last one. This is the side I want, so we're going to turn it over. Put some adhesive across just one end. Take the end without the adhesive, put it in the back of your nugget bar, bring this around, make sure the long edges are lined up, have it a little snug, push it down, and now that one's decorated, and they will go right inside. There we go, that one's popped in, and that one. Okay, I almost forgot something. I'm going to take my nuggets out again because it's a little easier to work with without the nuggets in there. We need to grab the Cute Stars because this needed something. When I first got done with it, I thought, oh, it needs more color. It just looks kind of bland. And I was thinking that when I thought I was done. So I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to grab one. Oops, this end fell off, didn't it? I was just wanting to take the lid off. We're going to take one of the large stars of the Highland Heather. You can take whatever color you want. I'm going to put one here on the end. I decided to not use any of the black ones this time because I thought we had enough black with our basket. And then I'm going to take another big one. Let's put it down here and take a small pumpkin and we'll put it up here. So there, doesn't that make it look better? Just adding a little bit of bling to it, get some more color to it. Okay, now that we have the bling on there, let's put our candy back in. The first one's a little tricky, but you can get it in there. And then this one goes a lot easier because you don't have to go down so deep. So there we go. There is our cute little bag. I hope you enjoyed this week. This is week number 9 of the 12 weeks of fall and Halloween. And I'll be back again next Friday. Hopefully, I try to get them uploaded between 3 and 4 p.m. Eastern time every Friday. So we'll have these through October 29th. So hope you enjoy them. And I do videos throughout the week. So if you would like to see those, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And click on that little bell icon that pops up. And that way YouTube, and select all. That way YouTube will notify you every time I upload a video. Now, if you live in the United States and do not have a demonstrator of your own, I would love to be yours. And here are the 2 current catalogs available right now. The annual catalog and the July to December mini catalog. And I'd like to send out your first catalogs from me free, and just click that contact me link below in the video description and then send me your mailing address and I'll get it mailed out to you right away. So let me bring this back in again. I hope you enjoy. Oh, my candy's falling out because I've got this on the side. But I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll see you next week. And please support my channel by giving me a thumbs up or commenting below. I really, really do appreciate it. See you in the next video, guys. Bye.